If anybody has not checked Nintendo's website lately, we have a new Nintendo Direct for Pokemon Sword and Shield that is coming up this coming Wednesday, so that's still about 5 days away, unfortunately, but I am pretty excited for this, and to be 100% honest, I actually kind of forgot that this game existed. It was announced back in February, I believe. We got some vague details in that announcement trailer, and I'm excited to see some more stuff for the game, so I just wanted to kind of talk about that coming up a little bit today. I am extremely excited for this game, even though I end up being excited for a lot of games. Pokemon is a game. I've always loved the Pokemon games, I'll just put it that way. I don't play them near as much as I should, but that's kind of how it is with all games for me. I don't spend as much time playing games as I would like to. I still have not beaten Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, but I mean, Sword and Shield doesn't come out until November, so I should have plenty of time to beat Let's Go Pikachu between now and then, especially since it's summer and I don't have much else to do. So I'll definitely be getting on that soon, and then I will be ready for a new Pokemon experience with Sword and Shield by the time November, that release date, rolls along. We don't have an official confirmed release date at this time, I don't believe, but Pokemon games, they always come out in November, I'm pretty sure, or that may have been October. I'm confusing myself the more I talk, so I should just be quiet. Since it's been nearly 4 months since the last time we've heard anything about this game, and quite frankly, since I thought anything about this game, I went ahead and I went back to that initial Pokemon Direct, only about 7 minutes long, where they announced Pokemon Sword and Shield for the first time to see, again, what exactly was announced at that time and what there still is to talk about with this game when this Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct comes out on Wednesday. One thing that particularly stuck out to me in terms of the technical capability jump going from the 3DS to the Switch was how that exactly affected the graphics performance. It looks like the visual style itself is remaining generally the same, which is quite frankly perfectly fine because I liked how it looked on the 3DS. There appears to be a slight resolution bump from the 3DS, obviously, because the 3DS has such a low-res screen, but it doesn't look like the game is running at a full 1080p or maybe not even a full 720p. Of course, that's preliminary footage. We don't really know what it's going to look like when the game is completely done. So that's just going off of that. It also looks like, based on just the Switch's graphical capabilities, they're able to build much larger worlds. If you look at the 3DS games, all the cities and landscapes, even if they're vast, they're very tight, if you know what I mean. It's kind of hard to describe that, but the on the Switch and Pokemon Sword and Shield, the environments are much more open and there's more space overall, in part because of just the larger screen that they have to work with, the screen real estate, but also the graphical power of the Switch compared to the 3DS allows them to kind of create more expansive environments, which I think will make for a very interesting Pokemon game. Now, in terms of what we have already seen in February and what there still is to be seen on this Direct on Wednesday, we already know the 3 starter Pokemon, but those are the only 3 Pokemon from the Galar region in these games that we actually know about yet that are new, so expect to see some more new Pokemon being announced at this Direct. Honestly, hilariously enough, new Pokemon announcements are always the least exciting for me in a new game. I don't really care about new Pokemon. I care about the new region, the new experience, and stuff like that. So we also already do know what the new region is actually. It's the Galar region. It's based on England and Scotland, that kind of strip side of the UK. So it's got this kind of sprawling industrial landscape that's mixed in with some more natural things like the hills and mountains and stuff. So it looks like a very interesting and dynamic region to explore, and I think the whole industrial landscape thing is going to be really interesting. And of course, you have bigger, more sprawling on-screen areas, like I mentioned a second ago, thanks to the graphical capacity that's been added to the Switch. So I'd love to see some more specific information about the Galar region at this Direct, because all we know so far is we see a general overview of what the land's actually going to look like, but we don't really know any of the specifics, like where the cities are and where you'll be able to explore. And so I'd like to see some more specifics like that on this Direct on Wednesday, and I expect that we will at least know a couple of the major cities that you're going to be visiting through your stay in the Galar region. Then, of course, there is the actual plot of the game. So, of course, we know there's going to be an evil group trying to do something evil in the region, because that's literally how every single Pokemon game seems to work. So we'll probably get some hints at the plot or some basic introduction to the plot at this direct, I do expect, and kind of your role as being a Pokemon trainer in this region. Now, to avoid disappointment, don't go into this expecting a ton to be announced. If a ton does get announced, that would be excellent. But if you think about it, this game is not coming out till maybe October or November. So between now and then, there's plenty of time for another full-fledged Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct, and to mention different aspects of the game in other Nintendo Direct presentations between now and the end of the year. So don't expect a ton of information to be announced here. It wouldn't make sense for them to give away most of the info about the game with so much time to go between now and the game's launch. So they'll probably reveal just enough here to get us more hyped, and then they'll continue to hype us up all the way until launch is what I would expect. So just so you kind of know going into this that don't expect this to be the full game here. So if you guys are as excited as I am for this Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct that's coming on Wednesday, I want to see your comments down below on some things you hope to be announced, some features you hope to be included in the game, anything like that. I do read through all my comments, respond to them, because I'm that kind of awesome person. Leave a like if you want to see more of this type of video in the future, and if you leave a dislike, I'd like to hear some constructive criticism in the comments so I know what I could be doing better for you guys. And of course, if you're new around here, you can subscribe, because there's always a variety of content to be enjoyed here, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.